What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. It is Tag Team Thursday, and I'm kicking off my segment here, just talking a little bit about some of the books that I've been reading just from this past Wednesday, some of the things that I want to talk to you guys about. A lot of great books that have come out so far. This week was awesome, and I probably spent way too much money. But big shout out to everybody who has been joining us with the Tag Team Thursday. If you're watching this on the replay, this is not where it started. It started with Rod, just a Rican and his comics, and all the information is in the description below for Rod, John, Tony, Dan, and Brandon. So make sure you are hitting them up and join us every Thursday for our Tag Team Thursday, because it's so much fun seeing everybody jump from YouTube channel to YouTube channel and just seeing all the familiar faces. And we each kind of break down some of the books that we got, or what some of the books that we're looking forward to getting. So with that being said, take a moment to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us, whether you're here live right now or if you are, catching that replay. I always do appreciate that. Let's see. We got 9 people in the chat. Let's see who is here real quick, and then I'll break down my picks for this week, the books that I'm reading. And we got Ruben Guzman hanging out here first and foremost. Great to see you, Ruben. We got Cookie, just a little podcast. Welcome, welcome. We got my girl Sheena in the house. She said, I made it. Station. PJ King, as always. Fire Aaron Boone. Oof. Yeah, man. I don't know. That game today was rough. But good to see you, PJ. Appreciate you hanging out here. Todd Christian as well. Always a pleasure seeing you guys always in the chat and are supporting us. I always appreciate you guys doing that. Brandon ComixKings, who was just live before. Good to see you, Brandon. Love the energy that you always bring. We got Jennifer in the house. Howdy. Thanks for stopping in, Jennifer. TM Nerdy Station. Travis was just a little bit of a guest over on John's Comics with Kids news video, so check that out as well. Like I said, I put everybody's information in the description below as part of the Tag Team Thursday crew. We got my man Sean Slim. What's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. And there's John. Speaking of, good to see you, John. Thanks for hanging out with us as well. Great video. Love the segment that you're doing. Keep that going for sure. I got to get you my video ideas, because I have a very silly one, but who knows if you'll use it or not. But Thomas Jackman in the house. What's up, Thomas? Good to see you, man. We got my man Donnie, Mastodon Comics and Music. Thanks for coming in, Mastodon. I missed what you were talking about before. I know you mentioned something about Gambit. I don't know if you're talking about Queen's Gambit or different show that you were mentioning before, but I apologize for missing your last comment there. John said, I still got 2 more books to read, Two Moons and Beta Ray. But so far, Shadow Doctor is the clear winner. Yeah, John, man. Whew, I literally just read it. I just read Shadow Doctor, and I actually just read Two Moons too. While as I'm watching the Tag Team Thursday crew, I was getting a couple extra books in, because there were a lot of books that I picked up this week, and trying to get them in this shorter period of time, having Wednesday and Thursday basically, and some Tuesday, because I do try to get my DC reading in on Tuesday, to try to bring kind of the list to you guys as to what I've enjoyed and what I think is worth picking up. So yeah, we'll get into that for sure. We got Bricks in the house. What's going on, Bricks? Good to see you. We also have my man Kenneth Bird. Hello. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, as Brandon mentioned before, it is draft night for NFL. So I don't know if anyone's an NFL fan. I'm looking forward to it, though. My Ravens have 2 first-round draft picks, at least as of right now. Things can change, but I know that's kicking off in just a little bit. Again, appreciate your time. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and let's get into the books, because there are, I think, 5 books that I want to talk about. Probably 6. And I'm going to try to run through this as quickly as possible. I know usually I go for about 30 minutes. I'm going to try not to, but we'll see. Let's see. No, I was talking about this Gambit. Oh, the Gambit of shows. Oh, gotcha. Did not grab that right away. Well, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate the time that you have here hanging out with us. Darth Timo in the house. What's going on, Darth Timo? Appreciate your brother Station. All right, so I'm just going to start right with it. This is probably, it's probably the best read of the week. Shadow Doctor. It was so good. This series has been so good. I don't know if you guys are reading this or not. I know John was just talking about it in the chat. the whole thing with Al Capone, Peter Calloway. Let me backtrack here. So, Peter Calloway, who's the writer, his great grandfather is who this story is all about, which also makes it really cool. It takes place in the 1930s, about an African American doctor who can't get work because of the color of his skin, and he's being turned down, and no one welcomes him to hospitals to work at or anything like that. And he ends up essentially kind of working for the mob in a way, but not in the sense that you would think, like, he's not killing anybody. He's a good guy, and he just wants to have a healthy practice. And this book really kind of showed how dedicated he is to to medicine and doing what's best for a human being when it comes to them needing help. So basically, as I mentioned, Al Capone, he has this connection with him, and kind of has an in. So he takes him in. Al Capone, as recently from these last couple issues, has given him the opportunity to work, essentially. So this issue was really special because there is a saying in here that they opened up with in the first issue, and we finally get a little bit of detail as to where that saying came from and what it means. And I think it's pretty deep. I think that there are some really good points to it, and depending your own experiences in life, I think that it can tie in, in a lot of different ways. So, and I can't think of the name. I can't think of the actual phrase itself, but it's like, the infant, I'm not even going to try it, but if anybody knows it, you can drop it in the chat. But it's really good. You know what? I had it right here. The infant is unaware it has been eaten by the wolf. And that's the opener of the first issue. So, love the flashback. Yeah. So that was the other big thing, the back and forth that they did, the way they did that. So stunning, such a great way to tell the story. And there are some parts in this book where there are no words at all, and you don't need any. And you just see everything that's going on. It's a deep story. I mean, it's a really good story. So let's see. We had Big Herm in the house. Herminio, enter the Sandman Station, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you, man. As long as he's not an Eagles or Cowboys fan. Yeah, yikes. He goes, oh no, you're not a Ravens fan. Yeah, no, I am. I diehard Ravens fan, man. Diehard. Finger snaps. Thanks, Jen. Appreciate that. Yeah, totally agree, John. Totally agree. So let's so next book here is Two Moons, and I'm trying to keep it high level. Don't want to give too much away, spoilers and stuff like that. I will keep it high level. And I know, as John mentioned earlier, he has not read this yet, but another great book. It definitely has the horror vibes to it. I mean, you continue to get some of that. I know we got a little taste of that in the first issue. It got weirder and stranger in the second. Beautiful, stunning panels inside this thing. We get some action here. I mean, we were kind of left off with some action in the last issue. So, I mean, in a way, I mean, it paces really well, because that action kind of slows back down for a second, kind of resets as you get an understanding of where he ends up going. And you start to see some of these other people or demons, or I don't know what you want to call them, that he's seeing and who he runs into. So it gets pretty crazy. The ending of this issue definitely gets pretty crazy. The artworks is just, it's amazing. I love this artwork. So definitely highly recommend Two Moons if you're not reading it. It's only issue 3. So, easy time to catch up if you feel like you're, if you missed the boat, you really haven't. It's easy to get back into it. And the first issue had a reprint already. So it's pretty easy to get a hold of. Next book I want to talk a little bit about is actually, we'll keep it. Oh, no, we're going to throw DC in here. This is crazy. I don't have any Marvel. How crazy is that? Hold on. Wow. I have no Marvel. Huh. Well, there you go. The times are changing. So this next book up is DC's Robin, issue number 1 that just came out. And this is from the Infinity Frontier. Let's see. Joshua Williamson's doing the writing. I'm not familiar with his work. I know some people are very familiar with it and have said really good things. So I'm really digging, this first issue. I ended up, as you can see, I have a couple covers. So we have cover A there. I ended up grabbing the cover B because in person, this cover is actually pretty dope. I didn't think I was going to like it. I saw it online initially, and I didn't think I was going to like it, but I really Really like it in person. And then, of course, I grabbed the Federici 1 in 25 variant as well. I've gone down that rabbit hole. It's not good, but I mean, it's great, but it's also not great, you know. But yeah, so definitely, dug this. I love the vibes that I got where I was telling John earlier. It kind of reminds me of like X-Men Savage Lands, where it takes place, at least, you know, the majority of it meets like, I don't know, like the Cell games or Mortal Kombat or something like that, where there's this, you know, tournament, you know, essentially that Robin has gone to. It's interesting because the book does open up with like basically all of Batman's family and friends trying to figure out where Robin went, where Damian went, and he's kind of off on his own, and he's starting some trouble just to get into this big tournament. And you know, he gets there, he gets invited to this place that again looks like the Savage Lands, and it's pretty dope. We get a crazy fight scene. I really like the artwork, and then the way it ends, and I won't spoil, but it's interesting. And I was talking with comic book burrito before about the ending. He shared some things with me that I didn't realize because I don't know much about the League of was it the League of Lazarinth or something like that. But anyways, yeah. So some things to think about if you have been following DC for a long time. Maybe you know what I'm hinting towards on how this thing ended and what makes sense, how this could make sense of how this ends, this first issue. So let's see. We got my man Copy 801 in the house. Perfect timing, as I was just talking about some DC. Joshua Williams made a great Flash run. Okay, yeah. So that's where I recognize the name from, and that is something that I've been told is pretty good for a Flash run. And I just have have not taken the time. Obviously, that was pre me getting into the DC stuff. So no Marvel, no big loss then. Yeah, you know, I mean, obviously the X-Men stuff, I'm just so far behind, and so I'm not actually reading the current X-Men other than Children of the Atom. I think was the only current X-Men title that I've kind of jumped into just because I want to know a little bit about what's going on. But yeah, still have some stuff to catch up on. But for Marvel, X-Men was, it's the main jam. I'm just taking time there. Should be a good story. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. The two new Heartless villains in 2 weeks, both trying to take down Batman sidekicks. Yeah, man, it's not cool. And it's definitely a questionable thing. It's like, do these things relate or not? And John's referring to Nightwing as the other one. And shots fired. Yeah. DC has been hitting a grand slam with Infinite Frontier and more on the way. Yeah, PJ, totally agree, man. And I am very happy that I've jumped in on this DC stuff because I'm really, really enjoying every story. I mean, I'm enjoying it to the point where I'm just like, do people are not liking it? Like, I've heard so many bad things about DC over the past like year or two, or before Frontier, and before Future State. So is this just like a flip of the switch and everything's amazing now? Or I know they have a lot of new creators and writers that have come on board. Ram V has been killing it amongst a lot of them. So I don't know. But you're right. It's definitely a good time. I'm really enjoying it. If anyone was saying that DC sucks, 2 years ago, I mean, now if that was the case, it's not the case anymore because everything that's coming out has just been incredible. So I think you're spot on there. Off-World Adam in the house. What's going on, Off-World? Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in, guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Remember, this is part of Tag Team Thursday. You can catch everybody else's videos down below in the description below. A lot of good stuff coming for the next few months. Yeah, absolutely. Artwork's been killer too. So, all right, I'm going to go back to indie stuff for these last 2 books because that's kind of where I'm at. Actually, 3 books. Let's do a digital one here. So I just recently read Shadow Man, issue number 1. Have you guys read this? Curious where you guys stand with this. This is a Valiant book, which I don't really read too much Valiant, but I ordered this and here's the digital copy here. So this really reminded me of kind of like a Ghost Rider type of vibe. This badass dude has this power where he can kind of go through to the other side, as they call it, or like this demon world, kind of like I don't know, this demon reality, I guess you can say, and then also the real world. He can kind of go back and forth, and it's this. It opens up with this like crazy cult that is pouring blood on themselves and like all this crazy stuff. And it turns out that they are like really messing with this demon world. this other world, and he realizes it's way over. They're all way over their head for what they're trying to do, and it's he goes in and basically tries to stop a lot of this stuff. It's in this big mansion, and again, all these people are dressed up. It's like really eerie and dark, and there's some really gruesome scenes in this. So I enjoyed all of this. So I think I will continue to read some Shadow Man. I'm not sure if this actually, I saw something about the initial release to this was in December of 2020. And then I guess it was just released, I don't know, digitally now. I don't know if anybody knows how this worked out, or if the new issue, if issue number 1 just came out or not. I'm not sure. But anyways, Shadow Man, it's a good read. I'm going to continue it. Oh, and it's Cullen Bunn. That was the other thing. Cullen Bunn, who is writing Phantom of the Scan right now. I really enjoyed that. I don't know much else about from Bunn, so I was just like, hey, I like that Phantom of the Scan, so I'm gonna jump into this too. It's got those dark vibes, so I'm totally down for that. That's my one digital book that I will show here today. I've been reading a lot, but let me see in the chat here. It says Shadow Man was top tier back in the day. I'm not surprised they're still doing some crazy stuff with the character. Okay, cool. So I didn't even realize that. I did not follow anything from Shadow Man, but it definitely reminds me of Ghost Rider to some degree. To be fair, it wouldn't be a big loss if you hadn't picked up any DC either. Oof. There you go, man. Dude, I'm telling you, DC's it's been good. It's been really good. It's been really good. Sheena said, made it. All right. Thanks for stopping in. Todd, I haven't read the new issue of Shadow Man, but I read the Garth Ennis, Jamie Delano run a couple years ago. It was excellent and very unsettling. Yeah. Again, I didn't realize that it was like an older character, but really cool stuff. I'm glad I checked it out. I'm really enjoying it. I think it was a video game also. Okay. So there you go. And yeah, I'm learning all sorts of things right now. All right. Last 2 books here. Of course, I have to talk about Shadecraft, because I am digging this. This is issue 1, the reprint, and then issue number 2. I gotta say, the artwork is stunning. It is a fun read, really fun read. I know there's been hype with like it being optioned and things like that, but in general, it's just really good. Sorry, my dog is trying to get into this door and he can't open it all the way. Jax, come here. I'm just gonna keep laughing if I don't call him. All right, so yeah, very really good read. If you guys, essentially it's about this girl Zadie who is starting to get attacked by shadows. She finds out that one of the shadows is someone she knows. I won't spoil it. Someone key in the story. And then the banter that's back and forth. It's almost like Casper, where it's like no one else can see this shadow except her. And the shadow follows her around all through this issue as she tries to continue regular life. And people are just like, like, who are you talking to? And there's a lot of like arguing back and forth with her and this shadow. And it turns out, no one else can hear what she can hear. So anyways, the back and forth I really enjoyed. I think it's a really good story, and I will definitely be continuing to read on for that series. And I do recommend it. The last book that I have here, and quick reminder, hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Appreciate you guys. Anyone taking the time to watch the replay. Remember, this is Tag Team Thursday, so make sure you check out everybody else that I put in the description below. The last book that I want to talk about, there's 2 covers that I grabbed, and this is the Department of Truth, issue number 8. And guess what? We got Martin Simmons back on the interior artwork. That's right. My man, Martin Simmons, who really makes this book. I mean, James Tynion, he's great. He's amazing. I'm loving everything that Tynion's putting out. But with the way that this style of book is, and the way the story's told, and how dark it is, and has that mystery vibe to it, no one else can fit the art than Martin Simmons, at least from what I've been watching. So, or reading. So I don't know. It's incredible. Martin Simmons is the one that did the cover as well. So he did issues 1 through 5, and then they took a break where 6 and 7 were two different artists, complete different artists. And I was not fond of it at all. Did not like 6 and 7. 7 was okay. Like, the story was good. I think 6 was probably the weakest issue out of all of them. 1 through 5 were amazing. And this gets back on track to where 1 through 5 kind of left off. I feel like issues 6 and 7 were just kind of like fillers in a way. But I did like 7's like alien type vibes. And I'm sure they're going to continue kind of picking up a little bit of that stuff. 6 was more of like a history lesson of like from years ago. But anyways, really, really great read. And then I have the cover I wanted to show off is my cover of the week, and that is the Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Let me get the glare out of the way. You guys can see that. Really, really beautiful cover. I just loved it. This book is absolutely stunning. The artwork, like I said, the interior and stuff from Simmons. But I definitely wanted to get this artwork the minute I saw it, and I'm surprised it's not like an incentive or a ratio variant or anything like that. It's just a cover B, I think. So definitely wanted to grab that. What's going on, Rod? There's the man right there that kicked everything off tonight. Just the Rican and his comics. Over at 6:30 on his channel. So again, guys, Tag Team Thursday. If you're just catching this for the first time or you're watching the replay, make sure that you check him out and check all of us out on our Thursday, set of shows that we have going on. So, yeah, got that cover. That is a great cover. I ended up getting A and B because, like I said, I love the Simmons stuff, but I definitely needed to get that Sienkiewicz cover because it is stunning. So appreciate all you guys hanging out with me here today. And again, everybody that was joining us for Tag Team Thursday, appreciate all you guys. I'm going to go enjoy the NFL draft that's now kicking off. It's about 8 minutes in. So hope everybody's doing well. Oh, I should mention this Saturday, I have 2 shows coming up. This Saturday, 2:00 Eastern time is my Comic Collector Origins. I will have Hyper Combo Comics over on my channel as my guest. I'm really excited to interview Hyper. He is a really great guy to the community and puts on a really good show with Newbie over on YouTube as well. So looking forward to getting to know a little bit more about his origin story, his background. So check that out at 2:00. And then at 4:00, I will be over on Victoria's channel, Read Across the Stars. If you don't follow her already, over on Instagram and of course on YouTube. We're actually going to be on her channel this Saturday, 4:00, and we are going to be talking about Daredevil from Chip Zdarsky's run, Daredevil issues 1 through 10. So if you haven't read that, I highly recommend jumping into it, and then maybe you can join us in the chat and tell us your thoughts on what you thought about for that read. So looking forward to that as well. Again, guys, appreciate everybody watching. This is Tag Team Thursday. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on the way out and check out the rest of the guys' videos. Put everything in the description below. And until then,